So on that DC training, there's the calf protocol is called like a stretch pause. So it's a total of 3 minutes on an exercise, whether it's a standing calf raise or a seated calf raise.
3 solid minutes?
3 minutes. So you're 15 seconds in a stretch position.
Yeah.
And then every 15 seconds you're doing a rep. So it's a total of 12 reps, but you're stretching for 15 seconds in between.
Now, so how sore did you get when you started that?
Oh, pretty sore.
Welcome back, and thank you for making us a part of your day. I am Ed Jones with Nutrition World, back with my co-host Clint Powell. And also, we are going to be talking right now to Peyton Colston, someone I've known for several years, a very big advocate of Nutrition World, health and fitness, and also did put on a great show at the Chattanooga Fitness just a couple weeks ago. And you did very well in bodybuilding. And so welcome to Vital Health Radio, Peyton.
Gentlemen, how are y'all?
We're doing great, and we want to actually 97% of the people listening right now probably really have never been to a bodybuilding contest, and I know there's a lot of perceptions about that, and I just let's spend a couple minutes talking about why this isn't just a theatrical production, or it's not a ballet dance, or it's actually a truly very, very challenging challenge in a person's life. I also was in the contest with you, and I really started about January 2nd to prepare for it, but I've always been an advocate of weight training, love the gym, you love the gym, and part of it is kind of us addicted people to workouts. But what exactly, how could you describe a bodybuilding contest?
It's like you said, it's challenging. I guess more mentally really challenging than it is physically challenging.
I agree.
Really, the thing with getting ready for a bodybuilding show is just time. I mean, it's not gonna happen overnight. You've got to have a good bit of dedication of time and consistency.
Every day.
Yeah. Like, you can't leave any stone unturned if you're...
And it is a contest not about how big your muscles are. Now, there's categories that might do that, but most of the categories today are more like how symmetrical, muscular, less body fat, have some parts to it of how good are you at exhibiting those muscles through posing.
Right.
And there's a lot that goes into that. Yes, Clint?
I was just going to ask, when did you get into this? When did you get into the bodybuilding? And what was the genesis? Like, what made you go, I want to do that?
So, I mean, I've been working at the train station. I've known Matt and Julie since I was about 16.
How old are you now?
26.
Oh, really? That long?
Yeah.
We love Matt and Julie. They are incredible. And Chattanooga's lucky to have those two people. There's no doubt.
Yeah, Matt's kind of taken me under his wing and just trained with him, and he's coached me for my past two shows.
And he's a past what we call IFBB champion, which is a very significant level of bodybuilding. Yes.
So, I've always been in the environment. I tried to do it in college, but I was like, the whole diet thing.
Just college.
I'd rather go out, hang out with my friends and everything. And then I started doing the whole music stuff, which we kind of got.
That's where I met you. You were in a band, yeah.
And that was being out in bars, playing, drinking beer. Didn't really align with the whole bodybuilding thing.
Right.
So when they started the Fit Expo in, was it 2020?
Yeah,
2020. I had volunteered and was working backstage, rolling out all the paper. So after about 2 years of me doing that, I was like, all right, I've got to do this. One, I'm tired of volunteering.
Right.
If I'm going to be here, I might as well compete. So, and I was working out with Matt during that time. So I was already doing the workouts. I was eating healthy and clean.
Well, that's what I was going to ask too, real quick. The diet part, because I've heard this from a lot of bodybuilding friends. The workouts are hard. They're grueling. You got to have it dialed in. But the real change for most people when they go from being fit to bodybuilding is the change in how they look at food.
Yeah.
How many carbs were you on the past few weeks? Low?
No, I never really did low carbs.
See, I did. I was on 25 carbs for the past 6 to 8 weeks, but I'm also almost 67, and I needed to burn body fat more efficiently than you can.
Who handles your food?
Matt.
Okay.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so since I did my first show, I haven't really taken cheat meals. I don't eat out. I cooked all my food. Everything I would eat would be super clean.
Wow.
Even in a surplus, eating the most food I ever did, it was all still super clean. Beef, chicken, rice, eggs.
Do you meal prep on weekends, or do you just do it daily?
I have the luxury of waking up early in the morning and just cooking my food for the day because I work from home.
So you cook everything at one time for the day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's smart.
I'll do my breakfast and protein at once, but I've got a rice cooker, so I can just throw my rice in the rice cooker and have it ready for whenever meal, whatever.
How many grams of protein do you think you consumed each day?
200 minimum.
Yeah, I did about 200 also. I didn't get below 200. That required 2 to 3 drinks a day of I use Blue Bonnet protein, and that's the only way I can do it. I can't eat that much food myself. Were you using a protein drink?
Yeah, I was using NutriBio.
NutriBio,
yeah.
yes.
People will be amazed that when you say protein, and at least when I try to watch my protein intake, they'll be like, you need a pound, a gram of protein per body weight. I'm like, that's fine, okay. Until you start, watching that, it's hard to eat 200, 220 grams of protein. You get halfway through the day and you're like, well, I've eaten lots of meat and eggs and I'm at 80. You're like, you better get to it. What didn't you find that difficult when you started transitioning over? Weren't you like, holy mackerel, it's a lot to get protein in?
I mean,
was it easy for you?
I like to eat meat anyways, so it wasn't.
And you eat as clean as you can meat. Like Nutrition World's meat is no antibiotics and other things, but hopefully you're trying your best to do those kind of meats.
Yeah, all the beef I get's grass fed.
Good.
All the chicken I get is organic.
Wonderful.
Whatever that means, I guess. It's coming from Costco, so maybe they're just slapping an organic label
I tend to believe that it's still the most pristine that we can get. There's no doubt.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, everything I would get, I would try to get the best quality I could find for where I was at.
And not all bodybuilders do that now. I have to be honest. I've been watching for 46 years, and you have wisdom that have compartmentalized both health and bodybuilding, and a lot of bodybuilders is all about the look and the appearance at any cost, and you're not one of those.
I adapted that from Matt because Matt's the same way. Matt's like health and bodybuilding both have to go together, and I mean there's a give and a take sometimes. I mean eating that much food and the grocery bills and everything, sometimes it's like I mean what's more important, getting the perfect eggs that I can get at the grocery store that are like whatever cost for 12, or do I just get the pack of 24 that will last me a little bit longer?
And preparing for a contest, we're not preparing for our optimal health. We're preparing to try to do the best we can.
Right.
And we talked about this just a minute before the show. I've done a lot of things in my life in 67 years and pushed myself and feel like a lot of my ego wants to be better at certain things, wants to challenge myself. I think that's a rite of passage that some of the younger guys are not willing to take that on, because it does take a massive commitment, and it's easy to sit in that audience and say, I think I could do that. But Sunday night, I was so exhausted. I went to bed at 5:40, and I don't ever go to bed that early. And I'm an early bedder, but not that early. And Saturday night after the contest, I mean, I was wiped out. I had nothing left because emotionally, mentally, backstage 3 hours on Saturday morning, 3+ hours, and then coming back for another appearance on Saturday evening, and then the emotions that you're surrounded with. Everybody's
it's adrenaline
so focused.
Too. Yes. You got this big adrenaline dump, man.
And it's anticipation, it's nervousness, it's all these things.
Can I ask you just a couple quick questions about your training? First of all, what are you weighing on stage and what are you weighing off stage? I mean, like now. Because I know there's got to be at least a few pound difference. On stage, are you just weighed the same all the time? Are you like doing the Matt Davis within 5 pounds of, which pisses me off?
So are we talking like
competition? Yeah, like when you're on stage at your peak, right? You're competing, and then when you're, just walking around weight.
Well, just walking around weight kind of fluctuates right now, just from doing the training. So in December, I got up to about 210, which is the heaviest. Yeah.
Wow.
Which is the heaviest I've ever weighed. We were pushing, Matt was just like, just eat as much as you can and then eat some more.
Yeah.
And you were lifting heavy?
Yeah. We were doing a program called DC training, which stands for dog crap training, by a guy named Dante Trudell. and it's a brutal but effective workout. Like it's.
And what did you weigh at the show?
156.
Wow.
I lost over about 50 pounds
in 6 months.
Yeah, it's from about January or about February-ish to May.
Now, did you feel that you came in at the right weight, or did you lose too little, too much?
Well, I mean, I was the only one there with striated glutes, so I'm not going to say how it didn't. So
it seemed to work.
It worked, yeah.
So one more thing about training, I'll give it back to Ed. What's your favorite exercise, least favorite, or favorite body part and least favorite to train? Because everybody's got one, even if they say they don't.
My favorite body part to train is legs. That's the only thing that I really show dominance in.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I could hold my own legs just conditioning wise, and that's probably my most impressive body part. Exercise. Yeah,
if you're training legs and you got a favorite?
Probably hack squat.
Yeah, I get hack squat a lot when I ask that question. What's your least favorite? Is the one you know you got to do, but you're like, I hate this.
For legs?
For any of them. I don't care. Just pick one.
Probably calves.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like part of the legs, though, man. You know. Do you least favorite exercise on calves?
Well, so on that DC training, there's the calf protocol is called like a stretch pause. So it's a total of 3 minutes on an exercise, whether it's a standing calf raise or a seated calf raise.
3 solid minutes?
3 minutes. So you're 15 seconds in a stretch position.
Yeah.
And then every 15 seconds you're doing a rep. So it's a total of 12 reps, but you're stretching for 15 seconds in between.
Now, so how sore did you get when you started that?
Oh, pretty sore.
But so is this just for calves, or is this for the all body parts?
That was just for calves.
Did you see results?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it got to a point to where I was on the seated calf raise. I could by the last rep, I couldn't even get it up to lock it out. Matt would have to come over there and bail me out and pick it up.
That's funny.
It was brutal.
I may have to try that.
Yeah. Give it a shot.
How many days a week did you work out the past 6 months?
We started around 3, and then we would kind of gauge it up by 4. But when we were doing the 3 days a week, it was just very intense training. Mm-hmm. And then once we got into the 4 days, we would just pull the intensity back but start adding in more volume. So we never really dedicated days to like shoulders or arms, and we would always just tack those on to like the end of a push workout or a pull.
Did Matt recommend counting calories?
No, we don't count calories.
I knew that, yeah. And that's what some people think, we have to count calories. Calories doesn't really count.
No, I mean, I would just write out my meals that I was eating, and he would say, all right, pull a banana out from your cream of rice meal, or pull the beef out, switch it with chicken. So we just gauged it like that, because I did the same thing every single day. So I would
consistency.
Consistency is the king. So.
What do you like about being on the stage? Or do you like it? Or is it just the byproduct of what you do?
It's honestly the byproduct.
Yeah. See, I love being on stage.
I love the training part, the push, the log booking, the beating numbers and weight and everything in the gym. That's where I like to see the progression and everything. I mean, the stage is cool, but I would honestly do the diet and I would do the training like I was going to get on stage, but not get on stage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, see, I also, and we got to wind it up, but there's a letdown for me after a contest, and I pushed so hard for so long with such discipline. I mean, it's been a tough week. I go to the gym, I'll never not go, but I've had to really jerk myself up. How about you?
This past week to go?
Yeah, to go. I mean, there's just a letdown that I want to kind of like be back into that plan and that program again.
No, I mean, I kind of like each phase for what it is.
Are you going to wait another year to do a contest? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to try and push some more size, get my upper body to.
Good.
That's always been my limiting factor, is my upper body.
What do you want to weigh on stage, Nick? What do you?
I don't know. Just whatever.
All of it.
Whatever brings the best look.
All the weight, Clint.
And we're about out of time. I want to say that you've been a very loyal customer of the nutrition world. You're so much wiser than some people about choices of products and how you do things, because there are bodybuilders who are doing a lot of negative things for their body, as far as some supplements even they're sometimes not well read, and they listen to the latest and the greatest and may not be getting the best advice. And you've always been one to be a very wise chooser of things. So just summary: a lot of protein. You don't really watch the carbs, and you're eating very clean and working out extremely hard. And I doubt that Clint will ever have shredded glutes. You mentioned shredded glutes.
I thought that was a cereal, shredded glutes. I was going to go try to buy some, but apparently you got to work out for those. So I'm out.
Apparently, Clint.
I'm out.
Yeah. I have not seen Clint's glutes, so I don't know about that.
I'm glad you prefaced that. And he's got to make it weird every week. Every week we got to have to something weird. But yeah.
Well, thank you, Peyton, so much for
good seeing you.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Well, it is time to take a break. When we come back, I got a bunch of notes on how to empower your health of you and your family. That plus more as we continue. For Clint Powell, I'm Ed Jones, and stay with us.